Shalom everybody. I'm doing this video real quick to show why I believe God has left his fingerprints as proof to the Most High's existence. Now this was inspired because I was watching Trinidad Freddy's video the other day, Is God Real? And there were a couple people on the panel that were saying, look, I don't believe in God because I don't physically see it in my reality. You know what I'm saying? I only get beat in the head with it, or people to enslave us, they give us religion, yada yada yada. But what if I told you that there are things that you can see in everyday life that show that the Most High has left his fingerprints, right? And we're going to get into it right now. It's called the Fibonacci sequence, or the golden ratio. See this hand, see this finger? Like the distance between joint to joint is a certain proportion and ratio that you find all throughout nature. It all has the very same ratio. You can see it on parts of the face, everything like that. You could see it even when you watch the weather there. This is called the flower of life, and flowers and different things in life and ripples of water and stuff like that, they all have that same type of pattern, a divine pattern that you find all throughout everything. Here's a physical little diagram of the golden ratio. Things spiral, they start within, they spiral out, all to that same proportion. See the big box, the smaller box, the smaller box than that. Everything in life has this same ratio, everything in nature. Now, this couldn't happen if there was just a big bang and just random stuff just exploded and created life. That sounds ridiculous. So everything has a divine nature and a divine order to its creation, from our physiology to birds to animals to trees to the stars in the sky. Look it up. Fibonacci sequence, or golden ratio. Another thing I want to touch on real quick is called gematria. Now what this is, these are numbers that correlate to original Hebrew text, and they make equations and come out with equations that are mathematically impossible to just be random happenstance. You know what I'm saying? So look up gematria also. It shows in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, and they actually correlate with the hands. There was a brother by the name of Zion Lex. I want y'all to look him up. Zion Lex gematria. Look up that video and you'll see he breaks it down. I can't go over it in this video right here because it's going to be a short one, but he goes over how the first words of the Bible correlate mathematically and physically to our hands, and it goes way further and way more deeper than that. So to me, in my opinion, these are the fingerprints. This is the actual physical proof that you can see in everyday life that shows God's handiwork, because mathematically it will be impossible for everything to have that Fibonacci sequence, to have that same proportion of how everything is built and how our reality is constructed. Is just mathematically impossible. It shows there is some divine nature that built it and created it. It wasn't just a big bang, things exploded and boom, we're here. We come from monkeys. How come monkeys still exist? We could go on and on. A couple more things I want to touch on. A lot of people like to say, oh, well, the Bible's a white man's book. They gave it to enslave us, to capture us. Well, check this out. During the transatlantic slavery, when they brought slaves over from the mother continent, they wouldn't allow us, they wouldn't allow black folk to read the Bible on our own, because they didn't want us to realize who we are. And that's the sons and daughters of Israel, of the initial 12 tribes. Another video. As I learn more, I'll be able to cite scripture and really break it down in videos and everything. But right now I'm still doing a lot of learning. But just in general, I wanted to break down the gematria and the Fibonacci sequence for y'all. God's fingerprints, God's handiwork. So I'll catch y'all later, man. I definitely hope that I've urged some people to check this out. Zion Lex, gematria, check that video out, and just look up the Fibonacci sequence in general. And it may surprise you. It may, you may come to a different conclusion. A lot of people also were saying, well, look, if you don't want to believe in God, that's your business. No one should force you, stuff like that. I can agree with that, but I will say, if you're not going to believe in God, then at least look into it. At least look in all avenues. Put it through the as much discernment and stuff. Yay and nay to the belief of God and the Most High's existence as you can, before you just come to that conclusion. Because in the physical world, what you see, there may be things that you're just not seeing. Change what you see, change what you're looking at, as Style said, or whatever, right? So yeah, the Fibonacci sequence is definitely a great example of that. So hey, I hope y'all pick something up. Shalom.